In a short time, it'll be my pleasure to introduce the man who needs no introduction. He's only too familiar to us all, Kaumanua. But right now, as a monstrous crowd of Kaumanua supporters pours into this gigantic auditorium, let's talk with a few of them and try to analyze the reason for what looks to be a Kaumanua landslide. Sir, your name. Are you going to vote for Kaumanua?
My name is Abraham Papaya. I live at 1601 Makapeu Place. I go and vote for Kaumanua because he no borrow money from me.
And here's another gentleman. Sir, will you tell me your name, please, and why you're going to vote for Kaumanua, if you are?
My name is Maximilian Oshiro, no? I live at 12. Shoot. But I go and vote for Kaumanua because he take out my sister.
And you, sir, your name and your opinion of Kaumanua.
My name is Ignacio Bumanglang. I'm living in Waipahu. I am going to vote for this Kaumanua because he is fighting Sikan every time.
Excuse me, are you a Kaumanua man too?
My name is John Philip Souza. I live 44 Penstand Lane, Punch Bowl. I go and vote for Kaumanua because he going to give me one good job.
While I'm getting through this wall of Kaumanua constituents and aides on the platform, you might be interested to know why this Manuel Takabushi Whangho Kaumanua is also called KK Kaumanua. KK is a good old Hawaiian word meaning big opu, and KK Kaumanua has always been proud of this nickname and the reason for it. If he is elected, there'll be all the more reason, of course. Mr. Kaumanua, excuse me. Before your speech, may we have the privilege of recording for posterity your thoughts on a few of the more pressing current issues?
Later.
It'll only take a moment. Mr. Kaumanua, there's always a lot of talk at election time about crooked politics. What is your opinion?
The crooked politician is like the cockroach in the stew. One is too many.
And what incentive are you offering to the voters to support you at the polls?
The political plum is a result of a grafting process. Stick with Kaumanua and trim the tree with your vote.
Some of your opponents are slinging quite a bit of mud your way. Even so, are you going to continue to conduct your usual kind of clean-cut campaign?
As long those guys know confuse the issue with facts.
Now, we've all heard that many of your family are heroes of history. Would you give us a little bit more about this part of your background?
At every great moment of military history, there was a Kaumanua. 1863 at Gettysburg, Robert E. Kaumanua originated the famous battle cry, "Fire and fall back!"
And weren't some of your ancestors Navy men, Mr. Kaumanua?
1776, John Paul Kaumanua made his famous quotation, "Give up the ship!" 1812, David Farragut Kaumanua's immortal phrase will ring forever, "Away, torpedoes, full speed behind!"
Yes, and wasn't your great-great-great-grandfather instrumental in opening the Far East to commerce with the West?
1854, Commodore Perry Kaumanua addressed the Imperial Japanese Shogun at Tokyo Bay and said, "Ibra, you follow like trade."
And what about the present generation of the Kaumanua family?
At Iwo Jima on Mount Suribachi, a Kaumanua was helping raise the flag when he said, "Ibra, no push, you like broke my underpants."
Thank you, KK Kaumanua. What a background. This Kaumanua is monumental, a living legend. Yes, you might say there'll always be a Kaumanua. In these uncertain times, the regular appearances of KK Kaumanua on the political scene should be a source of great comfort to his party and indeed to us all. Governments come and go. National boundaries vanish overnight, but some things never change. KK Kaumanua goes on forever firm in the belief that someday, for some reason, he may be elected to something.
Aloha! Aloha again, my Aikani! It's good to be back in the political arena again. As you well know, wherever there is politics and politicians, there's Kaumanua. As usual, my esteemed opponents been trying to steal my glory and desecrate my character. But I still stick by the Kaumanua motto. If you can say something nice about somebody, talk stink about everybody. Due to my many years of close association with Oahu prison, I have in past campaigns run on top solid planks in this regard. I now find that our governor like relocation Oahu prison on top the island of Maui. Shit! All these years we patronize his prison, and now he like take his business someplace else. That's terrible. Whatever happened to customer loyalty? And the boys themselves, they don't like move to Maui. They like stay right here. And I say to you, the governor better listen to them, because the customer is always right. I have been asked this evening to comment on the war on poverty here in the state of Hawaii. This is a true fact, genuine war of liberations. The government liberate the money from the taxpayer and kill the enemy with kindness. In this funny kind war, instead bullets, they shoot money. And at this point, it looks to me like nobody gonna benefit except the guy passing out the ammunition. We are also faced with a terrible problem of traffic safety. Everything is all jammed up. In the olden days in Honolulu, no more the problem, because everybody ride horse or drive horse and buggy. Yeah, in those days, ladies and gentlemen, the driver was behind the horses. But today, from what I see on our highways, the horses behind the driver. And they're not only driving cars on the highway. No, some of them walking down the highway from the university, carrying signs saying, Yankee, go home. The only reason they say Yankee, poor buggers no can spell howling. This is perilous times, ladies and gentlemen. Us all gotta know all kinds of stuff like nuclear physics, space races, and fall-down shelters. It's hard to believe, ladies and gentlemen, but I get one constituent who thinks so nuclear physics is radioactive milk of magnesia. I have heard much to do about the space race and a soft land one man on top of the moon and the walking spaces. I now reveal to you the Kaumanua space program. This is classified information, ladies and gentlemen. Turn down for radio. Kaumanua advocate we no place one man on top the moon. We place one man on top the sun, direct. Spooky, no? You think so? The sun is one hot ball of gaseous materials, and if the spaceships come too close, the whole thing, astronautics, space capsule, everything, go and zap, burn up in one big poof. That's where you follow no figure, the Kaumanua strategy. Us guys gonna go nighttime. Too good, eh? No Talarushians. Ladies and gentlemen, it must now be obvious to you that the sands of time is running away. Now is the time for elect a man of destiny. Now is the time for leader with vision, courage, and integrity. Now is the time for show some class. Now is the time for Kaumanua. Aloha. Aloha! Aloha to all my friend, relative, and calabash cousin. My name is Manuel Takabushi Hau Kaumanua. Last election, I come in front you, but you no elect me. I'm a good sport. I run again. Yes, my iconic, my papali stay inside the ring. Now you know, get a lot of guys run against me, but I know stoop down to throw the mud and shake the skeleton inside the closet. Me, I not talk stink about nobody. I know my esteemed opponent been talk stink about me, but I know go and raise myself down on top his level. Even though I know that lousy bugger, him the one when cockroach the rug from the legislature. But I know talk stink about the lousy crew. Instead, I like give you the plank inside my platform. Plank number 1. Everybody talking about the condition inside Oahu prison. How about the condition outside the prison? I'm referring to the hazardous condition existing on Dillingham Street. Every time one prisoner escapes, he must run through the heavy traffic. That is dangerous, my friend. I propose the city build one crosswalk for the escapees with JPO from the prison school for stop the car. Plank number 2. Everybody talking about foraging affair. My stand is this. I think we should have them. You take my nephew Timo. He worked down the beach. Every summer when the co-ed Kumu come Hawaii, he take care of the foraging and domestic affair same time. Plank number 3. The deplorable situation with regard the street light in Waikiki. Some say they make the light low so the tourists no can see the price high. That is no excuse. Besides, every time some lolo go grab one wahine nighttime, terrible. If get more better the light, the boys can see how ugly the wahine stay and they no one grab the poor makuli bone old crow. With more light, the situation gone solve himself. And so I say to you, my iconic, back me up. When you go inside the voting booth, behind the curtain for exercise you franchise, I like you put my name, the cross, and not the double cross. Remember, if it's honest government you like, it's a Kaumanua. Aloha.
Ladies and gentlemen, seldom in the colorful political history of Hawaii has a name blazed more fiercely across the political skies than the name of Kaumanua. Never in history has any one candidate been more resoundingly defeated, more consistently, and more often. But, as usual, when the campaigning starts and the political battle lines are drawn, we find inevitably that Kaumanua runs again.
Aloha, aloha, my iconics. My name is Manuel Takabushi from Hau Kea, and it's a true fact. Despite the fact that you know elect me, I'm a good sport. I run again. I've been throwing my hat inside a political ring so many times, I get nothing left but a feather leg. And last election, some bugger went cockroach that. My principle is still the same, however. I no going to raise down my standards for nobody. I still advocate a bikini on every beach and a luau in every garage. You have all seen the results of my last year's platforms. I point with pride to the crosswalk in front of Oahu prison for the protection of our escapees. You know very well that I am responsible for the instigation of that deed. It is an irresponsible fact that due to this crosswalk, there have been 123.6% increase in the escapes during the last physical period. My position with regard to the first, second, and third Menehunes is unchanged. I still advocate the Kaumanua reverse Menehunes. Instead, give away the land to the Hawaiians. I like keep the land and give away the Hawaiians. We export our youth to the mainland. They go populate the species. Pretty soon we got the Howley surrounded. You'd be surprised how many people would like to have a little Hawaiian inside. Along with my usual planks, I now advocate one new addition to the various bureaus in the City Hall. Now, between the Car License Bureau and the Public Works Bureau, I figure we go put one travel bureau for the convenience of our elected officials. You gotta figure, last year, these guys collectively, individually, and with their wives traveled over 50 million miles for the avowed purpose of checking upon the liquor licensing in Paris, the Riviera, Monaco, Las Vegas, and Disneyland. Shit, the travel agent's fee alone is more than most school teachers make in 1 year. In spite of this sterling platform, I think so I lose the last election because I never revealed the vast military background of the Kaumanua family. So, in the near future, I no gonna hold back. I gonna flung open the closet and let loose the skeletons on top the public. Good luck. Aloha, ladies and gentlemen. This is your old Aikani, KK Kaumanua. As I promise you, and because of political pressure and the many defeats of the past, I am at last forced to reveal for the first time the proud and bloody military background of the Kaumanua family. At every great moment of military history, there have been a Kaumanua. The first Kaumanua military genius to emerge was at the Battle of Bunker Hill. On the crest of the hill was one thin, ragged line of patriots: Aaron Burr, Benedict Arnold, and Nathaniel Hale Kaumanua. Irresistibly flowing towards their position was the entire armed might of the British Empire, on who the sun never set. It was then that Nathaniel Hale Kaumanua leaped to his feet and shouted the immortal words, "Don't fire until you spark the Howley Maka!" And then he went run for help. And remember the Alamo. Behind those grim adobe walls stood the gallant men of General Kamuela Houston, Kawika Crockett, Kimo Bowie, and Poktenaipe Kaumanua. Finally, amidst the wreckage, in the final moment of annihilation, as 3,000 wild Portuguese swarmed over the walls, Kaumanua stood gallantly, knife in hand, calmly cutting pipi kaula for the garrison in the kitchen. And then, at the Battle of San Juan Hill, there was Teddy Kaumanua, the Rough Rider, with his sword drawn on top his horse, urging his men onward with the immortal battle cry, "Run for your life!" And so it went through the years. This gallant family rose to the occasion at every battle in our history. And finally, during the Korean War, was one of our family's highest decoration, the DSQ. At the Panjong River was my own personal nephew on my mother's side, Chicken Kaumanua, the first guy for defect to the communists. But in the end, his nefarious strategy paid off. The Pakis tried to wash his brains, and that's why hard no more. Their failure caused them to cease the fire, the war, while they work on the problem. So I say to you, ladies and gentlemen, in these days of the Cold War and arms races, it behooves the voter to choose carefully a candidate with military akamai and malice aforethought. Aloha.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is again my privilege to introduce the main figure in the Hawaiian political picture from time immemorial. Although no introduction is necessary, we all know Kaumanua when we see him. And here he is, as always, Manuel Takabushi Hau Kaumanua.
Aloha! This is Kaumanua, the people's choice. I've been running from one thing or another all my life. So now I want to run from office. It is true, I was counting on the write-in vote. But then I find out most of my friends no can write. So I must come in front you and solicit you support. If you exercise you muscles, you going to come strong. If you exercise you vote, our country comes strong. So vote, brother, and muscle in on the government. Speaking as a father of how many children, I can tell you that the parent-teacher relationship can be vastly improved by hiring good-looking Wahine teachers. And I believe in vote and elect your own government official. You paying the salaries, brother, might as well you do the hiring, no? If the guy you vote for never get elected, no worry, ho'omanava nui. And brother, next time, vote more hard. I get one simple platform for simple people. If you go vote for one guy and you don't know how he stand or his platform, that's like taking free advice, brother, and you gonna get just what you pay for. And I will conduct my campaign at the terror root level. I advocate, among other things, tax reform. By using the Kaumanua formula, we can raise up the income and alu down the taxes. Naturally, you're going to ask how? Easily. Print more money. I propose we create one minor bird sanctuary on Sand Island for protect our feathered friends. Remember, Kaumanua is for the birds. Get behind Kaumanua, no stand in front and get run down by the avalanche of voters who go and sweep me into office with the rest of the rubbish. Allah.
Gentlemen, I know you're all ready for Kaumanua, the man who has run more times, more fast, for more things, the man who has dodged more issues, more overripe mangoes, with more skill than any other candidate in the history of Hawaiian politics. The man who has set the all-time record for the greatest number of consecutive defeats at the polls. Here he is, Manuel Takabushi Hau Kaumanua. Okay, KK, take it away.
Thank you very much, thank you. You know, actually, I have a political speech all prepared to deliver this evening, but I don't think you fellow want to listen to dry old political speech. Maybe, I think maybe I'd tell you fellow a story. How many fellow want to hear a good story instead? Well, okay. Let me tell you a little story. It happened to my good friend Bill Sproat over Kohalaway. Fella came over to see Bill one day. You know, Bill run the Kohala Ditch Trail. He get a lot of mules for take people and material inside the Kohala Ditch. And this fella come over here and say, Bill, I'd like to buy one mule. Bill said, well, I don't have mule for sale. He said, I know one fine-looking animal down the road a little ways in this Filipino yard. In the front yard, it's a nice-looking animal. Why don't you go see him? I got no mule for sale. Well, all right. The fella go down. He see this Filipino guy. He says, say, Ignacio, I see you fella got a nice mule over there. I'll buy that mule. He said, oh, excuse me, sir, but this mule, he don't look so good. He said, well, I don't know. That mule look pretty good to me. He said, I'll give you $100 for it. He said, no, sir, you do not want to buy this mule. This mule, he don't look so good, sir. He said, confound it, I need a mule. Now, don't give me any more humbug. I give you $150. That's my top offer. I want that mule. He said, well, it's only up to you, buddy, but, you know, this mule, he don't look so good. He said, okay, now mind, here's the $150. He took the mule. Well, fellow went home, kind of high-stepping animal, hold his head rather erect, but he never worried. Take him out in the pasture. Confound it, he found out his doggone mule, he's blind. Boy, he was burned up. So he go back, he see this mule, say, say here, Ignacio, what's the matter with you? Tell me this animal is blind. Filipino fella say, well, this is what I'm trying to tell you, boss, every time. This mule, he don't look so good. Well, there's this Hawaiian by the name of Moki. One real nice guy. Only trouble, he was some ugly. And his friends, you know, they say, gee, Moki, fella, you real nice fella, but way you some ugly. Why you fella no go fix your face? He said, what do you mean, fix my face? He said, yeah, you know, nowadays, down in Honolulu, get all these kind of plastical surgeon. You go see this guy, and he go fix your face. He get all these kind of miraculous skills. He said, yeah, sure. He said, only cost a couple, $300, man, then you're going to come handsome. Well, sure enough, Mookie had $200-300 saved up. So he went to Honolulu to see the plastical surgeon. Well, about 6 months later, he come back, Hilo, walking down the street. He passed his friend by. His friend never even recognized him. He said, hey, bro. The guy said, what? He said, hey, that's me. The guy said, hey, that's you. Sure enough. He said, where you fella face come real good looking. He said, sure, I did like you fella said. I went to Honolulu, go see the plastical surgeon. That bugger went and fixed my face. He said, what he did? Well, he said, I don't know. I was unconscious at that time, but what he went do is went hemo skin from my body and he went put him on top of my face. He said, yeah, from where on top of your body? He went hemo the skin for put on your face. He said, gee, I don't know. I don't can recollection. But you know, funny thing happen nowadays. Every time I feel tired, my face like sit down. Well, there was this real smart kid in the Honoka school, you know, and also in his class was a real dumb kid too. And a dumb kid went to the smart kid one day and said, "Shit, hey, how come you fella come so smart in your brains like that?" The guy said, "Oh, smart kid, this guy." He said, "Well, you know, every time I eat smart pills, that's why I come smart." The kid said, "Yeah, how about give me one?" He said, "I don't give you, but I sell you $1." He said, "Sure, I give you $1 for one." He said, "Okay, I'll meet him tomorrow." The kid went home next day. He go out inside a rabbit hutch where he keep his rabbit, and he go get one of these small rabbit pellets, put them in matchbox, take him to school. The dumb kid come see him. "Hey, you got my smart pill?" He said, "Sure, give me that $1." Sure enough, give him the $1. He said, "Okay, here you pill." So I looked at the pill. He said, "Okay, go ahead, eat him." Got put him in his mouth, eat him. Ooh, wait. Oh, some ugly taste. This stuff tastes just like rabbit food. The kid said, "Yeah, you see, you coming more smart already." I like extend my mahalo to all my friend and relative. No forget, kokua Kaumanua. Wear your Kaumanua bumper sticker proudly. It gives you class, brother. Aloha and give.
As you know, every year hundreds of students from the mainland come to the university for their famous summer session. We now take you to the speaker's rostrum in the auditorium of the university to hear an address by Professor K.K. Kaumanua to the summer session students. Professor Kaumanua.
Hello there. Haset. With this traditional island greeting, I welcome you to our university. You appear to be a very lovely bunch of students, and I am looking forward to classifying some of you personally later. First of all, I would like to give you an outline of our curriculum. We have some very fine courses with top instructors, some of whom speak English, but that's all right. They all know the Braille system. Well then, first there's Hula 100 and 102. That's ancient and kolohi. This ancient Hawaiian art form is so skillfully imparted to you that you will be a sensation at any cocktail party back home. All phases of the art form are explored, from the fluttering hand motions of lovely hula hands to the handkerchief scene in Mauna Loa. Then we have ukulele 303 A and B. A prereq for this course is that you get 5 fingers on either hand and your own uk. Ancient Hawaiian melodies like 5'2" and Ain't She Sweet are skillfully blended with some more modern tunes like Wipeout and Surf City. And for you beach men students, there is a course in Kumu classification and marine biology. This particular course requires frequent field trips to Waikiki where the best specimens abound around. Some lab work must of necessity be performed at night, but for the most part you will find the work stimulating, if not exhausting. We also encourage group activities such as co-educational surfing and pune polo, the latter providing fascinating glimpses into the lives and living conditions of the natives. The speed of the game itself varies in accordance with the ground on which it is played. By all means, the one course you should all master before you leave is Contemporary Luau 106. You will learn that any good luau takes 3 days. 1 to get ready for the luau, 1 to eat the luau, and 1 for clean up the mess. The locations is important. There is, for instance, the tent school of thought, as opposed to the garage school of thought. The buffet poi supper school, as opposed to the sit-down school. Beverages are thoroughly discussed, how they are best obtained, prepared, dispensed, and consumed, and in what quantities, mostly too much. Finally, a special addition to the course was made this year. As an added attraction, we have thrown in a brief course in the art of self-defense, featuring the best portions of karate, kimpo, judo, pork knife, and sipo-sipo. In this way, you can inflict a truly cosmopolitan clobbering on your opponent. So you see, students, nothing has been overlooked in providing you a well-rounded summer session and curriculum. Remember, our classes start promptly at 8 and end as soon as the surf is up. Now all you hot dogs, remember, no surfboards in the classroom, please. And you wahinis, do not wear bikinis in class. We find it contributes considerably to the eye strain of our instructors. It is to be hoped that you will knuckle down and work hard to master the lessons you go and learn, and that you go and learn a few of them before your money run out and you gotta write home to old dad for more kala, if you still on speaking terms. And that when you leave our shores to return home, you will take a little of our culture with you in your head, your heart, or in the way you say, hello there, haze, and aloha.
With the recent controversy here in Hawaii about the effect of Pidgin English upon the community, we thought we'd take our microphone in downtown Honolulu and interview the man on the street. I see a gentleman walking down the street now in a 6-button suit. Good afternoon, sir.
Oh, how's it?
We're on the air and we're asking the question, What do you think about Pidgin English? Should it be eradicated from the Hawaiian Islands forever?
Excuse me, how's that again? What are you going to do to him? You're going to erase him or what?
Should it be demolished? Should it be removed?
Well,
That's
pretty extreme. What you follow? You're going to demolish something. That means you're going to break them up. I think you must be very careful about the kind of Hawaiian artifact. What are you talking about now?
Well, it seems that school teachers all over the country have a problem with dialects, and our children in Hawaii should speak better English than they speak now to communicate better with people coming from the mainland.
Well, what's the matter with the way I'm talking now? That's all right. I know get no trouble communication with you, and you fellow know get trouble communication with me, and I don't see nothing so wrong about this.
Sir, do you have to use this in your livelihood?
Well, my livelihood.
What do you do for a living?
Well, oh, that's what you mean. Oh, I see. Well, me, I'm a stevedore. I'm the water boss.
You're a water boss. Mm-hmm. Just what does your job consist of?
I fill them up the water can and bring them inside the hole, give them guys drink water.
You feed them water, you quench their thirst?
Why, certainly, right? When they go pilferage the cargo and they get the kind of cracker,
when you what, sir?
When they go what? They go, I hold some cargo, huh?
Some what?
The cargo, the biscuit cracker, like that.
When they eat the food, is that what you're saying?
A little bit there. I'm bugging, looking come outside the hole so fast. Well, anyway, me the guy go bring the water for them and go, what they call them, skate the dirt.
But sir, couldn't you say, aren't you desirous of something to drink down there in the hold of the ship? And if you are, I shall bring you some thirst-quenching liquid?
Yeah, that's a terrible way you get of talking like that. Why you can say, everybody like water? See how simple.
But see, people don't understand that type of language.
Well, you know, that's why hard, because they gotta be more education. Now you take my kid, come home school, he tell me all this kind of big word. He tell me I gotta make the predicate subjunctive and the adjective free. I say, brother, no talk like that, or talk stink, I'll wrap your head.
See, you got a dangling participle there, sir, which is very bad in grammar. Sir, do you feel that if you were to associate with people speaking the King's English, that it would rub off on you and you'd be able to speak better English? And conversely, do you feel that Pidgin English would have an effect on a person speaking English?
Look, I don't know why you fellow always bring in the British into this thing. This controversy started with the British government a long time ago. Now the king got nothing to do with this whatsoever, whatever. I don't know this kind of...
So you don't feel that associating with people speaking good English, that you would influence your speaking at all?
Well, I think it's hardly possible to influence the mores of my culture as I have them right now.
I see. In other words, do you think that associating with Pidgin people, that like myself, would I be speaking Pidgin English too?
Oh, I doubt that very much. As a matter of fact, you have a technological priority on the way of speaking you have already inside now, so that's why you can help.
You don't think I speak Pidgin if I talk with you?
Well, absolutely not. Parenthetically speaking, brother, you're speaking pretty good right now.